Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. We are here today at Playhouse Square, the site of the 38th annual Tri-C JazzFest. And we're here with project manager Mike Shirtz and with director Teri Pontremoli. Mike, welcome to the program. I understand you're handling sort of the outdoor stuff. What's going on? Your big stage is going to be right behind you, right?
Yeah, the Strassman Insurance Stage is going to be right here under the chandelier. There's a great lineup. You go to the Tri-C JazzFest website and check it out. Everything from jazz to blues, big band music, Latin, funk, I mean, you name it, it's there. And then we're adding some other things. Behind the stage, going down more towards Playhouse Square, we have a row of vendors. It's everything from food to trinkets to arts and crafts, everything there. And then on 14th Street, we have the food trucks, so a diverse group of food, everything from people's favorite ribs to some healthier options. And then back over here, you're going to have, we've expanded what we do with the activities of the KidBop. And then also we have KidBop for the adults as well. So there's amusement alley that has games for the older crowd as well, not just the young kids. And then we're also adding a jazz talk this year, a jazz talk tent. So different artists will come out. It gives people a chance to meet them, talk with them, and to interview them. And it's just a great time outside. And then back behind you over there, we're going to have the HMC doing food demonstrations again. So it puts all the things that make jazz so special all together in one place outside.
Right. And a lot of local music too, I understand, on the
Strassman Insurance Stage. Yeah. So everything from our jazz students in the program, for our camp students, all the way up to professional big bands and artists that are from Cleveland and around the region are going to be performing.
It's just such a great vibe out here. You just come out, you hang out, and for hours, and then you pop inside, right? And you see the main event, right, Teri? And that's where you have got such a great lineup this year. I don't know how you do it every year, but you got some of the hottest contemporary artists, and you got some classics as well.
You know what? It's not hard to put together a great lineup. It isn't. It really isn't. There's so many great musicians. And this year, we're opening up with Chris Botti, who is not really a jazz musician per se, but he has great musicians with him like Jeff Keezer and this fabulous violinist Caroline Campbell, who actually went to CIM years ago. So there's a Cleveland connection. And Dianne Reeves, whose band has been together for years, who can do anything from Michael Jackson to the standards. She's wonderful. So it's a nice, classy way to open our festival. Kind of romantic, actually.
It is. So like one big concert there on Thursday, and then on Friday you got a couple of shows.
Right. Friday at 6 o'clock we have Terence Blanchard and Kenny Barron with Ravi Coltrane. Now that group is not a group that plays together all the time, so that's a real unique experience. This a world premiere of the live music that they did for the movie The Comedian. So it's a world premiere experience, and I mean Kenny Barron is one of the great giants in piano, and so we're really thrilled that that's one of our shows.
It's like the Blue Note sessions, right?
Yeah,
so
it is. And actually we haven't heard Terence play in that way for a while. We've heard him doing very groove oriented, heavier things. So this is going to be evocative of Blue Note in the 60s, you know.
Right. And then you've got another show there.
Then Boney James and Norman Brown at the Palace, and we know that people are very excited about that because that's just going to be like everybody's going to have a grand time. And then, by the way, afterwards, at Bin 216, there will be a little jazz after hours that goes from 11 until 1 a.m.
And you got the stage out here till midnight as well, right? So you got it's just a scene really out here all weekend long.
It's a big scene. And then on Saturday, we start at 1 o'clock with Alicia Olatuja, a young and upcoming singer who is wonderful, and Jane Bunnett and Maqueque. Now, this group don't miss it. She is great. She's been working with Cuban musicians for years, but these girls are all in their 20s. It's an all-female band. They are gorgeous, and they are wonderful. Yeah. So that music's going to be smoking. At 3:30, we have Diego Figueiredo, a great Brazilian guitarist, and he's going to be joined by John Clayton and Jeff Hamilton, which is, again, a one-off. You're not going to see this everywhere. No. And Anat, they're so wonderful. And Anat Cohen is bringing in a Choro ensemble, and Anat is one of the greatest, most joyful clarinet players that exists, and so that music will be just humming. And then at 6 o'clock, we have Kamasi, Washington.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. This is incredible stuff. I don't know if people are aware, but check this out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it's like he's been around forever, but he really hasn't been. But he's played with big bands like Gerald Wilson back, when he was coming up. But he is so grounded, and yet, he's done stuff with Kendrick Lamar. So that's at 6 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock, we have Boz Scaggs. Now, here's the thing about Boz.
Talk to me about Boz. He's awesome. He never puts out a bad record. I'm telling you, anything by him, any concert or anything, the guy is just quality. He works with quality musicians and he just pulls it off.
That's right. And not only that, I mean, our jazz audience likes Boz too, because it was really good music. It's good music, it's good songs, it's good lyrics, it's well produced. But here's the cool part. The girl that's opening the show is Catherine Russell.
I know her because David Bowie. She was like singing backup for him and playing keyboards, and she's worked with like Steely Dan and all kinds of artists.
And she also was a backup singer for Boz Scaggs once back in the day.
Yeah.
And here's the cool thing about her. She is the daughter of the man who was the musical director for Louis Armstrong.
Whoa.
So she's got cred. It's in her DNA. And I think the audience is going to be blown away by her. And then in Bin 216 again, there will be the official jam session for the festival. And Dominic Farinacci is going to be at the helm of that, and that'll go from 11 to 1.
And of course, Terence Blanchard, who's your artist in resident, right? He's been here for how many? A year and a half, doing artist in residence with you, right?
He's going to play a late show, and that late show is the music that he recorded here in January for the new record Caravan. His group is phenomenal. And then there's one more thing. It's not on Playhouse Square, but the next day at noon, there is a brunch at Nighttown. And Sullivan Fortner, he won the piano competition 2 years ago, the American Pianist Award. He is an amazing player. He's played with Roy Hargrove and a lot of people, young, incredible musicians. So we end with brunch.
It's not a hangover brunch, but it's basically after 2.5 days of this, it's going to be intense.
I like to think of it as a land cruise.
Thank you guys for taking time. We were just talking about all the work you're doing, marketing this, getting ready. Hopefully you got everything lined up. I know there's 1,000,001 details, but listen, this is fabulous. What a great, and hopefully we have weather like we have today all weekend long.
Well, we should say this. Yeah. If in fact it rains, we have a rain plan. Everything will be moved into the theaters in every nook and cranny. So the stage that's supposed to be out here will be in the Outcult Theater. Yeah. So we're still going to make sure that everything that we were going to do out here gets done.
And let's say it together, long days, hot nights,
cool
long days, warm music, hot nights, long days,
hot
music.
No, here's what we say now. Jazz lives here.
I like it. Thank you guys so much, Mike, Teri. Thank you. Have a good one. Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in Cool Cleveland.